What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new video here on SeemsGoodMagic with a vintage cube draft. My microphone isn't exactly working, and I'm running down in the pack. I don't know if it's Oath of Druids. I don't think this card sees a ton of play. I don't really like anything in this pack, so I'm actually just going to take... I'm just going to take a Mana Leak. I think it's fine. I don't mind being blue here. The blue decks are usually the broken decks. We get past a Mox Sapphire, which is sweet. If we had taken an Oath of Druids, then we might take like a Necromancy or something. Again, not exactly sure. What's up with my microphone real quick? So I apologize about that. I'm going to try to fix that. I thought my microphone was all ready to go when I jumped into the pack. Let's see if I can change anything here. Oh, it looks like we might get some improved audio in a minute. Alright, audio quality improved significantly. Somehow, we got past a Mox Sapphire, which I'm not upset with, so we're going to take that. We have a Mana Leak. We would like to wheel a Wandering Fumarole, although we know that's near impossible. We see a Grim Tutor, a Sneak Attack, a Ponder, a Daze, an Electrolyze. This hand's insane. We could also take a Memory Jar, but I don't think we're there. We could take a Sneak Attack. Sneak Attack's pretty broken in the blue decks. You could also just take a Preordain and a Daze or Electrolyze, but one of the issues you run into is you sometimes don't have a way to finish them, so we're gonna... I guess we could finish them through Sneak Attack, or we could just take a Preordain, or Daze, actually. It's Preordain or Sneak Attack. I think it's just Sneak Attack. I think Sneak Attack's just one of the better cards in this cube. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna be red-blue Sneak Attack. Maybe Sneak Attack and Show and Tell if we can figure out the Show and Tell part. Mental Misstep, Oracle of Maldaya, Lightning Greaves, Exquisite Firecraft, Abbot of Karakeep, Dark Ritual. This is a tough one. There's some mono red cards here, but we're not really interested in that. Oracle of Maldaya is like a bit too fair. Phyrexian Revoker has the same issue. Mental Misstep's fine, but not super playable. We could cast a Lightning Greaves, but I haven't seen that cast really. This pack overall is like pretty bad. I think we just take Dark Ritual here. If we end up Grixis, like... I guess it can help us cast turn 2 Sneak Attack, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Gristle Daddy. How is this still in the pack? This deck is good, right? Like, this Sneak Attack Gristlebrand deck? This deck didn't all of a sudden, like, become bad and or unplayable or something. I really want Gifts Ungiven too, because that's usually in the same pile as this, but I think this deck is good. I don't think this deck suddenly became terrible. I mean, unless some, like, stuff got taken out that I don't know about or whatever. Alright, Baral, Chief of Compliance, isn't where we're going here. We're not going Monastery Mentor. No Lightning Helix or Lifebane Zombie or Spirit. We could be taking a Massacre Worm or Smash to Smithereens. But Smash to Smithereens is more for the dedicated aggro deck. I don't love Massacre Worm. It's not, like, the best. I guess you get to, like, wipe your opponent's board, but it's not, like, a great sneak attack target. I don't know. I don't really want to take Oblivion Ring either. It just feels like so mediocre in this cube. Oblivion Ring feels like anything that feels fair you just don't want to be doing in Vintage Cube. Because when your opponents are casting like Redland, Mox Sapphire, Swamp, Dark Ritual, Sneak Attack, Go. Like you just don't want to be doing anything fair, you know? I guess I'll take an Oblivion Ring, but again, feels a bit too fair. Alright, this hand is certain, or this pack is certainly fair. Could take a Magma Jet here. It's not that bad. I mean, it's going to smooth the draws, and it might, like, deal with some stuff. This is definitely a good start. Disappointed we haven't seen any blue cards after the Ponder Electrolyze Daze pack. We're going to see if we get anything back from that. We're probably not going to get a Daze or Electrify back. Blue is the most popular color, and it's the best color. One thing I will say is that you can play off-color Moxes in any deck. You don't, like, have to be in those colors. Going to take a Zealous Conscript. It's just sweet in these decks. You could take a Lion's Eye Diamond if you were Storm. We had the chance to be Storm. We've seen the Ritual. We have a Mox. Like, we saw a Welding... we saw a Welding Jar, or a Memory Jar, I should say. So, we could be those colors, but we're not. We're going to take a Zealous Conscripts. Sometimes you end up with a combo, which is pretty sweet. We're going to take a Scrubland here. If we do end up playing this Oblivion Ring, we're going to need it. This Olivia's not great. This Garrick's not great. This Murderous Cut is, like, a bit too fair. Although it's one of the better removal spells, to be honest, just destroying something. You kind of do want good mana. Although I don't know what the chances are of us being white here. I think we're just going to take a Murderous Cut. I think that's fine, actually. Don't need a Hypnotic Spectre, don't need a Manglehorn, just going to take a Lava Claw Reaches. And the Electrolyze did wheel, so I will 100% take that. Don't need the Boros Charm. I guess we could take a Sweltering Suns, but I don't think we need that much removal. We have like one card in every spot right now. A 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and an 8. Almost every single spot taken up here. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to have combo pieces. We're going to have things that get us to our combo. Yeah. Basically the way you organize these piles is combo pieces, things that get us to your combo, and then fatties. Sneak attack is kind of the combo. I guess we just take a Gurmag Angler here. We're not playing a Mental Misstep. We're not playing an Exquisite Firecraft, so we're just on Gurmag Angler. No Greens and Zenith, no Winter Orb, so we are on Temple Garden, even though I doubt this ever gets played, as it's the two colors that we were least likely to be here. I'm going to take a Spirit of the Labyrinth. I guess it is a decent hate bear. I don't see us playing it. As always, the aggro decks are open. If you are an aggro fan or you have never drafted Vintage Cube before, you can draft an aggro deck. Now, is it good? Not really. Are you going to get completely browned? Probably. But if your opponents ever mess up, you're good to go. So you can kind of count on that a little bit. We see a Seasons Pass, we see a Worn Power Stone, we see a Rakdos Signet. Two very powerful ramp spells. I think I'm taking Rakdos Signet here. Although I could take Frost Titan. But I think I'm just taking Rakdos Signet here. It's a fixer and a Signet. Again, you can take Worn Power Stone. Worn Power Stone makes 2 mana. This only makes 1 mana. But I think Signet's good enough. Oh, baby Ulamog. So, yeah, Ulamog's pretty good. It's going to come into play and do some things. Could also take this Tolarian Academy. So the thing about Ulamog is when it attacks, it doesn't really do anything. It just, like, makes someone exile cards, so that's not the best. Like, I don't think I'm taking Shambling Vent. I don't think I'm taking Sundering Titan. Maybe I am taking Sundering Titan. When it enters or leaves the battlefield. Yeah, since Sundering Titan's when it enters or leaves the battlefield, you gotta take Sundering Titan here. You don't want cast triggers, you want enters the battlefield triggers. With sneak attack, I should say. Alright, Time Spiral, Shieldred, Underground Sea, Chandra Flamecaller, Avenger. So it's probably not Time Spiral, we're not in that deck. Although we did basically pass a Nutstorm deck. And we're going to grab an Underground Sea here. No reason not to. You kind of have to be in blue after, like, Electrolyze Wheels, Mana Leak, Mox Sapphire. Not only can you be doing broken things, but you kind of have to prevent your opponents from doing broken things. So we're looking like we're a decent deck here. This is a deck that would have liked Oath of Druids, but we just didn't take it. We could take Smokestack here, although I think that's kind of a joke. Could take a Vindicate, could take a Gush, although I don't really see that happening. Necrotal's not good. Living Death is okay. Living Death is reasonable. Pernicious Deed is not that great. Yeah, I'll take a Living Death and put it in the sideboard. I guess you could have also taken a Mizium Mortars there, but Living Death at least has the potential to do some weird things with like Sundering Titan, Zealous Conscripts, Gristlebrand, etc. We don't have to be blue here, but again, if it's easy because we have Mox Sapphire and Underground Sea, then we're going to be blue. That pack was like super mediocre. Also, what I will say is I don't think I'm like very good at drafting Vintage Cube. I think I know most of the cards and most of the combinations, but I'm not great at putting good Vintage Cube decks together. So that's what I will say. Could take a Kozilek Butcher of Truth here. Could also take a Raw Zarek. Could also take a Through the Breach. Through the Breach is sweet. Could also take an Animate Dead. I don't know which one of these is better. You want this Kozilek because it has Annihilator 4, but you're never really casting it for 10. So then comes the issue of like how are you most likely to cast it. I think Through the Breach is the best, right? Alright, I'm going to Through the Breach. So now we have an extra way to cast things. Brainstorm's sweet. It obviously sets up our draws, but we don't have a shuffle effect, so that's kind of an issue. We could take a Dragonlord Atarka. Enters the battlefield, deal 5 damage among any target creatures or planeswalkers. That's pretty sweet. Could also take a Creeping Tar Pit for maximum value. Although we don't necessarily have to play black. We could just play black for Gristlebrand at this point. Dragonlord Tarka is pretty sweet. Could also take a Brainstorm. I think we just take a Dragonlord. I think it's good enough, but I'm not exactly sure. Progenitus is fine. Lingering Souls is fine, but it's like super fair again. Could just like put Progenitus on the battlefield and attack with it. That kind of works. Alright, we could also take a Go for the Throat. But we might have enough removal already, so I'm just going to take a Progenitus. I'm just going to take all the big things, and then we'll figure the rest out later. Urborg is probably not good here. Turnabout's not good. Leyline's not good. Liliana could be good, right? If I'm sacking things after Through the Breach and Sneak Attack, Liliana could actually be surprisingly decent, just putting stuff back on the battlefield, especially with some fast mana. I think Living Death would be better at that, but Liliana has the recurrency. I was actually in someone's stream chat today, and we were talking about how Wizards adds like random new cards to the cube to like keep it fresh and like show off the new cards or whatever, but they're not always that good. Liliana's a card that wouldn't be that good, right? Like if it was 5 mana, if it was like the 5 mana Jace from like 2 sets ago or whatever, it wouldn't be that good. Or like a random Chandra is probably not that good. But the reason Liliana's actually surprisingly decent here is strictly because you have the ability to bring stuff back. You take a Cryptic Command here, it's pretty sick that it's still sitting around, but I don't know if we're going to have enough blue sources for that. Take a Commit to Memory. I think we just take a Cryptic Command and like hope we can play it. We could also play an Ophiomancer. I guess that way we just at least don't die, but we're going to have other options there, so I think we just take a Cryptic Command. If we're base blue-red, which is like what you want to be a lot of the time, then we want a Cryptic Command for sure. Alright, Shambling Vent, Tendrils, Scavenging Ooze. I'm going to take a Shambling Vent. I don't think we're playing a Desecration Demon. I don't think we're playing a Scroll Rack. I don't think we're playing a Tendrils. So we might as well take land and then like maybe we'll play it. Right now we have 4 lands. 2 of them we're definitely playing, 2 of them we're probably not. We have a Melik Sapphire and a Rakdos Signet. We only have 12 cards in our deck, but this happens often in Vintage Cube where you just kind of have to figure it out at the end. Chandra Flamecaller. Are we ramping hard enough to get there? Maybe Dark Petition. We could take Dark Petition. That card's kind of broken. That card is kind of broken. Once again, we will be drafting Vintage Cube all week long, along with some like standard modern type stuff over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Samball49. So if you're interested in the Twitch world, you can always check us out over there. We try our best to produce great Twitch content every single day. Does it always work out? Of course not. But we try our best, and that's really all you can ask of us. We're growing very, very fast, just past 1,400 followers. As soon as we get to 2,000, we're going to have a 24-hour stream and a booster box giveaway. So if you're into that, you can be into that. But yeah, you can go check me out over there. I have some like Patreon type stuff over there as well. I guess you could go check out if you're interested. But we're working on all that at the moment. We just had our like 8th straight stream with over 100 average concurrent viewers, which means for the duration of the stream, the average amount of people in the chat room or in the broadcasting room was over 100, which is just a pretty insane number. Like, you know, 2 months ago, whatever, before Amonkhet came out, when I streamed, I was like really happy to get like 20 to 25 people, and now I'm like disappointed if I don't get 150. So it's a crazy turn of events. Happened very, very quickly. Very happy about it. Very proud of it. But we're just gonna keep grinding. So if there's any chance that you'd be interested in something like that, go check it out. Recurring Nightmare, Duress, Palinchron. We could play a Wormcoil Engine, because you do have to sacrifice it, which makes stuff. But you could also just take a Dak Faden, which is the greatest thief in the multiverse. So I'm going to take a Dak Faden. This is the reason to play blue if you have Dak Faden. I think Dak Faden is better than Wormcoil Engine. Dragonlord Silumgar is also pretty good. You can steal something and attack with both. Wormcoil Engine again is sick, especially with Sneak Attack and Through the Breach. But I think we have enough stuff. I think we need a Dak Faden. It's going to smooth our draws, and we're going to maybe steal their artifacts. Who knows? I'm pretty excited about Dak Faden. I don't know if this deck is going to get there. I hope it does. We might have to play like a Magma Jet. Also, our mana is going to be terrible, I think. We're just not in the spot that we have to be in. If we wanted to have drafted like the perfect deck for our seat, I think we would have ended up mono red or mono white. Also, one of the issues with Vintage Cube that you're going to notice is that there's a lot of waiting around, mostly because there's so many wacky cards and so many people are trying this format for the second, third, first, 8th time that it's just like it's really hard to know all the cards. So like I barely know all of them, and I've drafted this cube 100 times. Time Walk or Mox Jet. This is insane. I feel like it's Mox Jet. Just like the fast man is so key. So clutch. But I don't really know. I feel like it's Mox Jet. I feel like the fast man is insane. Is it really Mox over Time Walk though? What's better, Mox Jet or Time Walk? The best card's like Black Lotus, then Ancestral. Then like a Mox Sapphire. I guess a Mox basically is a Time Walk, but Time Walk's better late in the game than a Mox is. Mox is just like insane early for those insane starts. I think I'm going to start with the explosiveness. This could be completely wrong, by the way, but I'm going to take a Mox. That could just be like the worst decision I've ever made. I have no idea. Sam, why are you taking lands that come into play for free when you have lands that come into play for free? Well, the reason is that you would like to cast them if you can. Ooh, Show and Tell. That's buckets. We would like a Mere Battlesphere. We would think about a channel, but we're gonna definitely Show and Tell here. So now this is sick because now we can go turn 1 land. We can we have 2 ways of turn 1ing Show and Tell, right? We can either go land double Mox or land, or we have like a bunch of ways. We can either go Swamp, Dark Ritual, Sapphire, Show and Tell. Jet, Ritual, Island, Show and Tell. Land, Sapphire, Jet, Show and Tell. So we have a lot of ways to turn 1 Show and Tell. We also have a surprising amount of ways to turn 1 through the Breach or Sneak Attack, which is sweet. We have 5 fatties here. We could think about more. The Zell's Conscripts is interesting if you get a combo piece with it. We did not, but we can always, like, steal Planeswalkers and stuff. Steal Planeswalkers and ultimate them. Steal Planeswalkers and kill them while dealing damage to your opponent and getting in for 3. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do. Fast Bond's pretty good. Dismember's pretty good. I guess I want a Marsh Flats because it can get Underground Sea. Yeah, it's kind of weird that you're taking a land here when you only have 15 cards in your main deck, but I think we're going to need a land to be able to cast Underground Sea, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. You could also take Fast Bomb, we're not in those colors. If Marsh Flats wasn't here, I think we probably take Toxic Deluge. Toxic Deluge, I should say, not Toxic Deluge. Toxic Deluge or Dismember is probably the pick, but we're just going to take a Marsh Flats. This deck is certainly sweet. How good is it? That's, you know, that is not entirely known yet. This also means that we can probably play an Anguish Unmaking. I don't even know if we're playing Dark Ritual. I mean, like, I guess we are, but I don't want to get stuck in our hand. We have to play some of these black cards, I would imagine, so I guess we are playing Dark Ritual. We would like more lands, but we would also like more reasonable spells in our deck. I guess that's one of the reasons to take Time Walk, so you have more reasonable spells in your deck. Iona, Kolaghan's Command, Pentad Prism, Fire Blast, Swords to Plowshares, Natural Order. Pentad Prism's insane. Kolaghan's Command's pretty good. I could just see taking a K-Command here. It's K-Command or Pentad Prism. Pentad Prism, obviously, you put 2 counters on it or whatever, and then you can sneak attack through the Breach, Show and Tell better. So that's the advantage to that, of course. You could also take a K-Command. K-Command's more interaction. I'm just going to take a Pentad Prism, though. Again, I think being fast is key. Like, being able to turn 2 something insane is just so good. Compulsive Research, Flame Tongue Kavu. Taiga and Bayou don't really do it, considering we're not playing any green. Marsh Flats. Marsh Flats doesn't get any of these things. Linvala really doesn't do anything. Tezzeret really doesn't do anything. Just take a Compulsive Research, I guess. That's fine. Lightning Bolt, Spellskite, Needle Spires, Regrowth, Sword of Light and Shadow, Vampire Nighthawk. I mean, we're just taking the Lightning Bolt here. We're not super excited about it. I don't think we're taking a Spellskite. We're not taking a Sword of Light and Shadow. This Needle Spires doesn't really mean anything to us. We could take it if we're that interested in playing Anguished Unmaking, but I think we just need another spell at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Necropotence, Imperial Recruiter, Thoughtseize. Yeah, we're going to take a Thoughtseize. We don't really need a Sidisi. Although I guess like a 5 mana, whatever, is fine, but we don't really need it. We're not going to play Force Spike because nobody, I mean, we're just not going to do it. We could take Imperial Recruiter, but what are we getting? So we're just going to take a Thoughtseize here. Alright, Silumgar and Survival of the Fittest, and 2 lands that we don't need, so we're just going to take a Silumgar. Happy to have it. Skin Renderer, Chandra. We're going to take a Chandra. The Chandra's pretty decent. Or is Duretti better? Discard up to 2 cards, draw that many cards, sacrifice an artifact. Yeah, we're just gonna take a Chandra. I don't think the Chandra's as good as the other, necessarily all the other Chandras, but it's decent. We could take a Magus of the Wheel, it's not that bad. We could also take a Sun Titan. Target permanent card with convert mana cost 3. Guess we'll take a Sun Titan. I don't know if we're playing it, but we could take it. Air to Mace is going to be good. I don't even know if it gets... I guess it gets Temple Garden and under... It doesn't even get anything. Alright, it might not even be good, but I'm going to take it. Or I could take Toxic Deluge here. Yeah, considering Arid Mesa doesn't get anything, I'm just going to take a Toxic Deluge. Iona. Done. I'll take a Razor Verge Thicket, not playing a Mystic Snake, and I'll take a Needle Spires. So this is our deck. It's mad broken. Like, we have the ability to turn 1 Progenitus, which happens to be broken. So we're definitely happy. We passed our Preordain and our Brainstorm, so we don't have any we don't have any, like, fixing like that. But yeah, I mean, this deck is fairly broken. What I will say is I don't have high hopes, because I don't always do very well in Vintage Cube, so I don't have super high hopes, but I'm kind of excited about the possibilities. So we have all this stuff that we're putting into play with our Through the Breach, Sneak Attack, Show and Tell. What else do we want to play to kind of... We could put in an Iona. Iona off of Show and Tell is kind of sickness. Could also take a Sun Titan, permanent 3 or less. So what are we putting back in? We're putting back in like a Dak Faden, basically. That's not that good. Alright, we're going to put in a Magma Jet for sure. Liliana, Dark Petition, a Murderous Cut, Toxic Deluge, Durmag Angler. These are all cards we could play. We're playing an Underground Sea. We're playing a Marsh Flats to get the Underground Sea. We're playing a Lava Claw Reaches. We have a Pentad Prism, a Rakdos Signet, a Mox Sapphire, a Mox Jet. We could play a Shambling Vent and a Needle Spires if we really want to play Anguish Unmaking, which is 100% possible, but kind of leaves us in the dark a little bit. So what are we going to do? We could play a Living Death after Sneak Attacking Through the Breach, but once you Sneak Attacking Through the Breach them, you're usually winning. I don't think we need to play Toxic Deluge game 1. We could play a Dark Petition. I don't mind that. I don't mind playing a Liliana, even though I don't think it's that great. I don't mind playing a Murderous Cut. And then what are we at? Let's take out all the mana fixing. We're at 21. So we're kind of there. And then 15 lands. I think we should play one more card, to be fair. I just play like a... I don't think we're going to play like a Gurmag Angler. I don't think we're that kind of deck. We're not a Cryptic Command deck for sure. We like a Shriekmaw deck? Maybe. Shriekmaw seems fine. I'm fine with Shriekmaw. Alright, so let's play these lands. So 14 lands, and this basically is going to be the situation. 14 lands, Sapphire, Jet, Signet, Pentad Prism. So it's going to be 16 lands with a Rakdos Signet and a Pentad Prism, which I think is fine, considering we also have a Dark Ritual. And we're not really looking to cast any of these things, we're looking to cast them unfairly. So no White Source, don't need that nonsense. Get out of here. Don't need any green sources. Let's see, so what are we going to need first? We're going to need like red first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources of red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources of black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources of blue. 1 more source of red. 1 more source of black for all this stuff. 1 more source of blue, something like that. So like 8 sources of each. Alright, this seems fine. Alright, see everybody for round number 1. This deck's about to be crazy. We're either going to lose spectacularly or win spectacularly. So I hope to see you there. Sorry for the audio issues at the beginning. Don't forget to follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SamBall49.